want to thank them for filling in for the Minister for Health in this section. And I want to, again at the outset, my quarters award in Gauhain, the people that are working so hard at frontline services, and indeed our medics, Dr. Tony Houlihan, and we see him every night, and indeed the Minister for Health and Taoiseach and everybody, and all the group leaders and the support that we get as leaders in from our individual members. A lot of stuff has happened and changed. A lot of legislation changing here without proper scrutiny, without proper input, without members being allowed to come in to speak on it at the usual process. So I want to thank all my colleagues in my group for the trust in today and Deputy O'Donoghue and myself to deal with it on their behalf, because rural Ireland people are worried. People in urban Ireland are worried, but all over. But I want to, again, to salute to tens of thousands who have offered to Ireland, answered Ireland's call to offer their services to the HSE and frontline services. And I want to commend them, and indeed all the doctors, nurses, paramedics, as I said, civil authorities, civil defence, and indeed Red Cross, Mountain Rescue, everybody. They're going above and beyond the call of duty and want to do that for the good of the people and the good of our dinner, the Curl and Cana. I have worries, though, Minister, and I have worries, and misleading, I won't say misleading is the wrong word, but the different stories that come out about the number of available PPEs and where they are and where they're coming from China, and different reports and different programmes. We need them. Basic tools of the trade, and I hope we never again get caught napping as we have here with the necessity to have that kind of equipment. I think it should be on stockpile. I know it might run out of time for use or whatever. We should have access to it. And I don't agree with Deputy Smith trying to insist that we take over or nationalise some of the producers. We have some great pharma companies in this country, and many of them are stepping up to the plate. I believe we should enter a greater dialogue with them to offer their services. We saw what a small firm, Daily, could do in Northern Ireland regarding the protective gowns and the change what they can do. Encouragement. Carrot and stick, and people haven't been found wanting yet in any part of our society, thankfully. And I don't believe that we should be a mad rush to nationalise this and nationalise that, nationalise the other. I do have a question, Minister, a question around Part 5 of the Act, and especially around mental health. So it's a very difficult area, a very area doesn't Tipperary. We don't have a mental health long stay bed for people who are normal at times suffering from mental health issues. But we should have the legislation here. I believe that we have to come back to the House and debate it again before it's extended. Certainly, that's in Part 5 of the Act. But we need to look out for the mental health and well-being of our people at this day and age, and the many different counselling services that are there. And helplines are set up, and the Garda Síochána are doing a great job. The postmen, the Farrows, Menon, Pisht, everybody's helping out. Community left groups, Neighbourhood Watch, you name it, GA clubs, soccer clubs, everybody. And I think it's very important that we do look out for each other, especially people that may be a bit down on themselves or whatever. I also want to ask a question about private health insurance, Minister. And since you are taking health, I have people contacting me, we've seen a lot of bad faith from insurance companies. So people that have private insurance companies, when the private hospitals are now actually public, can the stay be put on their payments? If it's 3 months or 6 months, we're all in favour of it, but can they stay on their payments and their premiums, and will they get an extension without paying extra money? People have been asking me those questions, and that are rightly, and the questions that we should try and get answers if we can to, Minister, if you can. Look, as I said, I mentioned the PPE equipment. I also have issues. I like Deputy Heather Tobin about any lessening of the threat to human life in the womb before babies are born. And I believe that in this time of crisis, I think it's appalling to think that people would try and extend that and have a more cavalier attitude to the taking of human life. I believe from conception to natural birth and death is the lifestyle, and I think that putting these amendments, and I hope that the government will be rejecting them. I think they're not a place for them, but some people will not stop at anything in order to just pursue their narrow cause, and many people, thankfully, are turning back to wisdom and wise ways, turning back to faith in these times as well. and their beliefs and prayer. And I make no apology for it. And they're damn glad to have the place to go and pray. And they're worrying because the churches will be totally closed, and they may well be. They are at present for masses, but people are encouraged to go in to pray of all denominations. And they can leave when there's a mass being said. They can't have a group there, but small numbers, safe distancing and everything else. So they're glad to have the refuge at the moment. Good.